Hello fellow teachers, welcome back to the Teacher Trainers channel, your one-stop shop for all your teaching tips, advice, insights, and activities. I am Warren Hammond, and today we are going to be looking at the topic of the most common mistakes teaching speaking to ESL students. The first mistake is skipping warm-ups, an integral part of your lesson plan. Not only does it make sure that your students' participation levels increase, it also gets them ready to practice the language that they're learning. Remember, it also helps to adjust the students' L1 or their first language over to their second language, meaning switching from their mother tongue into the language that they're learning. This is especially important when it comes to speaking and listening or communication skills. So therefore, making sure that you give them a nice, strong warm-up that incorporates a little bit of speaking and ensures that they are ready to participate in your speaking, listening, or your communications class. Mistake number 2, teacher speaking time. Do you ever find yourself over-explaining a grammar point? Perhaps you're really giving too many definitions for the vocabulary. Maybe just your instructions for activities are way too long. Right? This is what we mean by too much teacher speaking time. Remember, guys, that your students really only have time to practice when they're in class. So that's the only chance they get to practice speaking, listening, and communication skills. They may not have a friend or buddy out there that they can, sit down and chit-chat with and review and practice. So the time in class that they have to practice that skill, that speaking skill, is very, very important. Now, this is especially important when we talk about our low-level learners, who, if you are giving lots and lots of explanations or instructional words, remember, they don't have this vocab and grammar. They don't have this in their minds yet. It might not be there. And therefore, all the words that you're using to explain, they're just flying out the door, basically. So remember, guys, really limit how much or how many words you use to give your instructions. You can do this by, lots of good body language, gestures, and of course, ensuring that you've got some clear steps to follow in your lesson plan. Last of all, is to make sure that you're using level-appropriate language. Low-level beginner words to explain, not long sentences to explain or give instructions to your learners. Mistake number 3, quick corrections, or making quick corrections. Guys, remember that learning is a natural thing that we all do. Learning language or learning something, right? Of course, we will all make errors. The point is to allow it. Allow this natural way of speaking. Encourage them to speak freely. This is a good thing, right? So what you don't want to do here, or what you want to avoid, is really to interrupt your students' flow of speaking. Now you could imagine this, for example, if we had 2 students up at the front of the class doing a little role play, for example. They made a little error, and the teacher jumps in to correct it. What's going to happen here? You're going to disrupt the flow of this conversation that's happening, or perhaps even the characters, the drama that the students are putting into it. This is all going to be disrupted, and now the energy or flow of this chat is going to kind of decrease. So try to avoid jumping in to correct them here, right? Leave it until a later point, perhaps the end of the lesson. The final mistake is being strict. Now, being strict is often a good thing, but punishing students for making mistakes, natural mistakes, not so much. They're going to become very, very unwilling to participate in your lesson. They're going to become quite shy and perhaps even fearful of making errors in your class, which of course we know is a natural thing when we learn. So your job as a teacher really here is to create a positive learning environment, right? Making your students feel good about communicating, making them find the joy in using the newly gained language or speaking skills that they're practicing. Guys, you have been watching the Teacher Trainers channel. I'm Warren. If you like this video, please give us a like, share it to all the fellow teachers out there, and again, follow us for more. Thank you very much, guys. Happy teaching.